Welcome back to my channel. Today, October the 17th, I'm going to pull up the beets and see what we have. It seems like a strip across here that the beets didn't do very well, so you see that more yellowing leaves there, and you go over to the other bed, there's a empty space. So that is another factor, because I put the plugs out here and then the rest of it is direct sowed, and I thought that I would see the difference between whether you put them out as transplants or you direct sow them, and my conclusion was that it's just as well to direct sow them, and I think that is still, but I don't know for sure because of this anomaly here. But there are some nice ones, even though the tops don't look so great. The beets did grow. There are much bigger ones there than that, but we'll go through and we'll just pull them all up, and I'll show you the big ones as we get them up. You see, this is a direct sown beet, just as well to direct sow them in my opinion. $94 beets and 16 pounds. So that's out of 135 sets. I only have the total weight for last year, so I can't do any comparison there. Let's see what we get now out of this bed. Oh, that was interesting. 94 again out of 140 sets. But there's a much larger proportion of large beets in that bed. So the total between the two beds we have 36, I take away 3, 33 pounds. There are beets elsewhere. Last year I got 40 pounds. Let's see if we can find 4 pounds of beets around the garden. There's a couple in this outside really sunny patch. Outside corner bed. So all was there. That's all I found. So that brought it up to 35 pounds. But that's a nice bucket of beets. I'm happy considering the weed pressure that those two beds had. Hope you enjoyed this beet reveal. Parsnip, as you know, there's several volunteer parsnips growing up around the garden, and they can be covering up other crops. So parsnip is the next thing I'm going to dig up. They grow quite large and has a long taproot, so a fork is often necessary to get them up. I am not going to bother to fight with it right away. Each one I'm going to stick the fork in beside and loosen it first. I only have a short amount of time, so I might not get them all. I think what I should do is pull them all up and lay them with the parsnips all on top of each other. Find where the next one begins. You see what I mean by a long root? I pull back on the fork until I can feel the parsnip let go. Oh, that's all that's here. Let's move on to the next part. The next spot is in just the next bed over. I think I might have a smaller few here. See, that's a small one and the end broke off as well. I'll put the fork down as far as I can to hopefully get all the root. See? Oh, this one's outside. Get this one in the bed first. Oh, so it didn't grow very much. There's a landscape fabric down there, hey? And that's what I got of a seed that grew outside the bed. There's some pretty big carrots in this bed, few as they are. The carrots is one of the things that's hiding among some of these parsnip. I don't really know how to get at this one. The long tip broke off. That'll probably grow up into a seed plant next year. You don't want it here. See, that's why I put the fork down. So the fork will go down 10 inches and it's pulling from down here. Then I get so much more of the root. Oh dear. Now here's the interesting thing. So what I think happened here is that, like trees, I had several plants grow up. So 6 or 7 plants together, and they all fused into the one large parsnip. So while they're big on the top, they are not growing as well in this bed. You see, they're all forked. Now I'm going to get the parsnip out of this, which is supposed to be mostly carrots and beans, and it turned out to be mostly parsnip. Speaking of which, though, you see, this is a carrot seed plant. I have them in pretty much all stages of fully open umbral flowers there, and once they're pollinated, they start to turn back in like this, and then the seeds themselves are turned brown and it's curled right back in around, and then eventually the all of this stalk, it'll go brown like on other plants right back to the main stem, and then you would harvest them. It needs a little higher temperatures and drier weather than what we had this year to come to full maturity in the amount of time that I have to get it to maturity. But I have grown carrot seed in the past, so it can be done. I don't know what we're going to get. But let's go at it anyway. I'm going to get some small ones because there's so many together, you see. And don't try to just pull on them, so the tops will break. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but I wasn't planning on collecting carrot seed anyway. That's what come out of that bed. even though the tops were doing well, all of the bottoms forked. Well, most of the bottoms forked. I do have a couple nice ones there. And I'm going to leave the main bed right there until tomorrow now. And now I can see what carrots are here, you see. That's why I wanted to do the parsnips first, so that now when I go to get the carrots I can be sure to get them all. I'm just going to set you right there now and do the harvest of this bed in high speed. So this is the bed of parsnips that I planted last fall. The entire bed of the ones I deliberately set. Not a huge parsnip among them. Except for those four. They had a much stockier, bigger leaf. So I don't know if it's a genetics thing or not. And they were all just four right here in this corner. So I have to top and wash each one of these because, as you may have noticed, there's quite a lot of dirt that sticks to the sides of parsnips, especially when they're forked. But you don't need to watch me do this, I don't think. That'll be boring, so I'll be back in a bit. So now that they're all topped and washed, I can use this bucket, which weighs 4 pounds, and weigh them in a couple of batches. That was 27 pounds minus 4 is 23 pounds. Once again, that one's 23 pounds, 10.5 kilograms. You've got 16 pounds, so take off 4. That would be 12 pounds, 5.5 kilograms. So 23, 23, and 12, we've got 58. And don't forget, with all those tops you took off the parsnips, your beds need to be mulched for the winter.